The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and hosts on this and all Rense Radio Network programs do not necessarily reflect or agree with those of the network, its commercial sponsors, its radio station affiliates, or Internet broadcast platforms. In these controversial times, we believe the First Amendment and freedom of the press are absolutely essential to the survival of our nation. Thank you. And now, enjoy the program.
Okay, welcome back. Hope you had a nice day today. We have a lot to do tonight. David John Oates is up first. We're going to look at his work so far on Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford. He's got a lot of reversals to play, and I think you're going to be surprised at some of the initial results, if not all of them. They rather went against my cursory observations, and yet I found some material that is now looking like it's backing everything that David has found up that is unusual right up. Hello, David. Welcome.
Yeah, hey, Jeff. How are you, sir?
Yeah. Okay. This...
Okay?
What's that?
Yeah. See, can you hear me okay? I think I need more levels. How's that? Is that better?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be fine.
Okay.
Give yourself a little bit, another 10%.
Another 10%. I can do that easy enough. How's that sound?
That's very good. Sounds like you're right in the living room here. All right.
This is one of those issues that I can't win on. If you believe Kavanaugh or if you believe Ford, either way you're going to hate me.
Nobody hates you, David. No chance. Reverse speech has 35 years of proven, astounding insights into the human subconscious. And whatever you've come up with, it is what it is. And it's up to our listeners to decide for themselves if they want to buy it or not. But we're overall extremely glad that they're listening. That's the whole thing. So enjoy.
Yeah, well, look, I went into this with no preconceived notions at all. I hadn't even watched the testimonies forward. So,
right.
So I had no thoughts either way, who was guilty, who was innocent. So,
right.
But what I'm going to do, we've got quite a few reversals to play. We've got a lot of Demine, a lot of Naomi's. We may not get to it all tonight, so I'm booked again to come back. And I'm not, and all I've done so far is their opening statements. I haven't gone into the questioning time.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to get the real juicy stuff in the questioning time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead. Tell them what we're going to do.
Oh, I know. Oh, well, I was just going to get started.
You want me to read this statement?
Yes, I do want you to read that statement. Go ahead.
All right, this is a statement from one of Brett Kavanaugh's Yale College buddies for 2-3 years. He said, I knew Brett at Yale because I was a classmate and a varsity basketball player, and Brett enjoyed socializing with athletes. Indeed, athletes formed the core of Brett's social circle. In recent days, this gentleman's name is Luddington. In recent days, I've become deeply troubled by what has been a blatant mischaracterization by Brett himself of his drinking at Yale. When I watched Brett and his wife being interviewed on Fox on Monday, and when I watched Brett deliver his testimony under oath to the Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday, I cringed. For the fact is, at Yale, and I can speak to no other times, but Brett was a frequent drinker, and a heavy drinker. I know because, especially in our first 2 years of college, I often drank with him. On many occasions, I heard Brett slur his words and saw him staggering from alcohol consumption, not all of which was beer. When Brett got drunk, he was often belligerent and aggressive. On one of the last occasions I purposely socialized with Brett, I witnessed him respond to a semi-hostile remark, not by diffusing the situation, but by throwing his beer in the man's face and starting a fight that ended with one of our mutual friends in jail. I do not believe that the heavy drinking or even loutish behavior of an 18 or even 21-year-old should condemn a person for the rest of his life. I would be a hypocrite to think so. However, I have a direct and repeated knowledge about his drinking and his disposition while drunk, and I do believe that Brett's actions as a 53-year-old federal judge matter. If he had lied about his past actions on national television, and more especially while speaking under oath in front of the United States Senate, I believe those lies should have consequences. It is truth that is at stake, and I believe that the ability to speak the truth, even when it does not reflect well upon oneself, is a paramount quality we seek in our nation's most powerful judges. I can unequivocally say that in denying the possibility that he ever blacked out from drinking, and in downplaying the degree and frequency of his drinking, Brett Kavanaugh has not told the truth. And finally, I felt it was my civic duty to tell of my experience while drinking with Brett, and I offer this statement to the press. I have no desire to speak further publicly and nothing more to say to the press at this time. I will, however, take my information to the FBI. Charles Chad Luddington. So there you go. All right? Everybody drinks, David. Everybody's got, let's be honest here, and we always are. Everybody's got crap in their closet, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, you got to get up closer on your mic. You're breaking up a little.
Oh, am I? Am I on the right mic? I hope I am. Does this sound better?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, well, of course we do. But the issue is, what is your character? It's one thing to have issues in the past and admit them, but it's another thing to have issues in the past, deny them, when you're going for the job of a Supreme Court justice. So I want to go straight to the smoking gun reversal on Kavanaugh, which I think explains the whole thing.
Now remember, this is opening statement, right?
Yeah, this is his opening statement. And here he is vehemently denying the attack. So here we go.
I never had any sexual or physical encounter of any kind with Dr. Ford. I never attended a gathering like the one Dr. Ford describes in her allegation.
Okay, so you can hear that okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is his soul speaking directly to him. And it says, forgot you know with guilt. Here we go.
Forgot to know what guilt. Forgot to know what guilt.
You hear that?
Forgot to know what guilt.
I'm not getting the Y on you.
Oh, really?
I'm hearing an N. I'm hearing an N. Forgot, no. I'm not hearing a you know.
All right, let's play it again.
Forgot to know what guilt.
See,
forgot to know what guilt.
See, I actually heard it as forgot I know with guilt.
I hear the I too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's play it again with that. Let's go with it with I. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, I heard I. Jeff heard you, so I went with what Jeff said.
I didn't hear you for sure. No.
Okay.
I did hear I.
Okay, here we go.
Forgot to know what guilt.
Yeah, there we go.
Forgot to know what guilt.
I hear
Forgot I know with guilt. Now that's perfectly grammatically correct.
Yeah, makes total sense. So, forgot. He's forgotten it. But nevertheless, it happened. So you can't fool the unconscious mind. I mean, look, people say to me, can you believe your own delusions? Okay? And you can't trick reverse speech. It will always come out with the truth.
Right,
He's
right.
forgotten,
Right.
but he's guilty nonetheless. All right? So
Forgot I know with guilt.
Yes.
All right.
And here we have the smoking gun on Ford, Dr. Ford. So here she is, Ford.
This is what terrified me the most and has had the most lasting impact on my life. It was hard for me to breathe, and I thought that Brett was accidentally going to kill me.
And here she says, feel them attack me.
Feel them attack me. Feel them attack me.
You hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Feel them attack me.
Yeah,
So
totally
it's
congruent. Right there.
That's exactly what we're saying. It's a congruent tale. She's telling a congruent story.
Her subconscious is verifying what she's speaking forwards.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. And then, where do I start? I got so many. So let's play the next one on Ford, and then we'll go to some more on Kavanaugh. So here's the very next one.
Both Brett and Mark were drunkenly laughing during the attack. They seemed to be having a very good time. Mark seemed ambivalent, at times urging Brett on, and at times telling him to stop.
Here she says, "Oh, it makes me scum."
Oh, it makes me scum. Oh, it makes me scum.
Exactly.
Oh, it makes me scum.
Exactly what you would expect the emotions of a genuine.
Yeah, it makes her
attack.
feel like trash. Okay, yeah.
Yes, it does.
I play it again. I'm going to get that first word.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it makes me scum. Oh, it makes me.
It could just be a makes me
No, it's all that makes me scum. All that.
Oh, it makes me scum.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Oh, it makes me scum.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, it makes me scum.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, it makes me scum.
Yeah, these reversals haven't gone through the second vetting process yet. So
No, but she's 2 for 2. She's telling the truth in her forward speech, according to her subconscious mind, and we know how that works. You don't lie from your subconscious.
Exactly right. She's telling the truth, and it makes her feel scum. All right, so let's go to one on Kavanaugh. There we go.
We submitted things to the editors, and I believe they took them. I don't know if they changed things or not, but
you're not aware of any changes.
I'm not aware one way or the other, but I'm not going to sit here and contest.
Oh, okay, right. The first 2 or 3 reversals I actually did on the questioning, and then I realised I was doing the questioning and not the opening statement. So then I went back to the opening statement. So the first 3 or 4 reversals are from the questioning.
Got it.
And here it says, "Suck the grievous in a karma."
What?
Suck the grievous, Grievous, in a karma. Karma, K-A-R-M-A.
What is the first word, David?
Suck, S-U-C-K.
Suck the grievous.
In a karma.
Suck
It's
the
a deep
grievous
metaphor.
in a karma. Suck the grievous in a karma. Okay.
In other words, he is reaping what he's sown. This is his karma. His karma's come back to bite him.
Yeah, he's sucking the grievance via his karma.
Yeah.
I got you.
Exactly right. So here we go. Hear that?
Yeah, that is deep.
Yeah, that's right. He knows.
Well, his
He
subconscious knows, okay? His subconscious knows.
Okay. His conscious is forgotten. That's the forgot. Okay? So, and so here's the next one.
A bunch of us went to dances with her. She hung out with us as a group. the media circus that has been generated by this thought and reported that it referred to sex. It did not.
And here he says, but that's the curse, I deem it.
That's the curse, I deem it.
That's the curse, I deem it. That's the curse, I deem it.
These are some really deep reversals. Can you see that?
Yeah.
They're coming from deep within his unconscious.
Well, he's right. He's right there. Look where he is. This is the most intense moment in his life, and sure.
Yeah. And here's this one.
Mark Judge has provided sworn statements saying this didn't happen and that I never did or would do.
But we would like the FBI.
And he says, and then they plan this sin, yes.
And then if I had this sin, yes.
And then if I had this sin, yes. And then if I had this sin, yes.
I'm not sure how to interpret that.
Well,
it could be.
Sounds to me like he feels that he's being set up and persecuted for something he has forgotten that happened a long time ago. And
that's exactly how I interpret it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're on track. Okay. I interpret this the same way. Hang on. I just got my cat running up on the desk. He will disconnect.
You know what's interesting, David, is alcohol affects and afflicts people differently. They're not all. Some people are happy drunks. Some people are violent drunks. Some people are dour and miserable drunks. Some people shouldn't drink at all. And yet, this man apparently, even at a young age, in high school, was a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
That's what we're suggesting. By the time he got to Yale, I mean, he was kind of, seems like, notorious. I mean, he drank until he was just blitzed.
That's why the very first reversal forgot, like whatever it said. Well, I can't remember what it said now, but anyway, yeah. And then we have this one. Now we get down to spiritual stuff. I want to get to a few on Ford. Actually, let's play a few more on Ford. Then we'll play a few more on Kavanaugh. So we'll just go step by step. So here's another one on Ford.
And the last time that he did this, we toppled over and Brett was no longer on top of me. I was able to get up and run out of the room.
And she says, no one to help.
Wow. Well, the emotional meter is pegged, and she's right in sync with her subconscious.
Yeah. This is a woman who's telling a true story. I mean, it's as simple as that. You know, they're all all the reversals are congruent. You know
what's interesting? When she's speaking, she almost takes on the voice tonality of a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to point that out. She's reliving it as she's saying it. You know, she's in the moment, and So I'll play another one on her, and then we'll play a couple more on Kavanaugh.
I did not use my name, but I provided the names of Brett Kavanaugh and Mark Judge.
And she says, they're scum.
That's scum.
Right. These are what we call straightforward first-level reversals for those reverse speech students listening that are describing a true story. Kavanaugh, on the other hand, has what we call third-level reversals, which are metaphors and archetypes that are talking about some of the deepest unconscious motivations, as this one here. Listen to this.
When this allegation first arose, I welcomed any kind of investigation. Senate, FBI, or otherwise.
And he says, Saul was selfish.
Selfish.
You got that? A little bit unclear, not as clear as some
of
the others.
Odd that his subconscious would make a statement like that. What does that mean?
Well, it means that down at the level of his soul, he is selfish. His interests are all about him.
Okay.
He's self.
So his subconscious is ratting out his soul. All right.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. And but here Listen to this one. Listen to this.
Another Democratic senator on this committee said, quote, Judge Kavanaugh is your worst nightmare.
And here he says, I am beyond soul.
I am beyond soul.
I am beyond soul. I am beyond soul.
That's an arrogance. That's a self-righteousness. That's a deep, it's a deep, arrogant self-righteousness.
That's a narcissist in there too.
There you go. Yeah, it's all of that. Yeah, it's all of that. Yeah. Yeah. This is not I'm sorry, Jeff, but this is not a man who we want sitting on the Supreme Court.
Let's get to that discussion later.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have an example I want to make, that'll point to that issue and maybe open the door a little wider. It's interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay. I shouldn't make a statement. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So here's the next one.
Some of you were lying in wait and had it ready. This first allegation was held in secret for weeks by a Democratic member of this committee and by staff. It would be needed only if you couldn't take me out on the merits.
And it says, feel war within you, do it.
Feel war within you, do it.
Ooh.
Feel war within you, do it.
Not the best reverse in the world, that one. I think he's throwing accusations.
Well, you could stop it, feel the war within you.
Yeah, that's true.
That would work too.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is very, very enlightening, as reverse speech always is. Very high-level emotional performances. I'm not being negative with the use of that term, but presentations. You can't hide from your subconscious mind, and that's the glory of reverse speech. You can't hide from the truth, and I'm frankly amazed. I almost thought when I heard little clips of Ford, it sounded like she was affecting a little girl's voice to get more sympathy, but now I'm hearing it entirely differently thanks to reverse speech. It's amazing.
Yeah. And this radio show is already stirring up some comments with people who are listening to it, posting. So, wow. Okay. This is a controversial issue, and I think these reversals need to go far and wide. I will get some YouTube video. I've got to finish it yet. I'll be working on it all day today, and
I'll put this whole program up, David, and send you the.
Okay.
And we're going to go through the break, Todd. Thank you. We got to get this out. This is very, very important material. So I'll send you the entire sound file for this program, and we'll put it up as well. Yeah, it is interesting. And for all of you listening who may be new to reverse speech, go to David's site, reversespeech.com. He's got over 12,000 examples of it. It's pretty amazing. Go ahead.
At least. All right, now this is a reversal that Jeff listened to. I'm talking about my Jeff for those who get confused. My right-hand man's name is Jeff, and he heard this differently than I did, but I'm going to play it anyway and let you be the judge, okay? So here we go.
And feeling an enormous sense of relief that I had escaped that house and that Brett and Mark were not coming outside after me.
And I hear this as Sore Heart Speaks It.
Sore Heart Speaks It.
Sore Heart Speaks It.
Oh, yeah.
Sore.
Sure.
I hear that.
S-O-R-E, sore. My sore heart is speaking this. Sure, of course. It's clear as a bell.
Yeah. Another congruent reversal. I mean, these women's reversals are all congruent, okay? She's, maybe.
Wow, those are rather incredible when you think about how, without reverse speech, how people would judge her. Now we have the insight into her subconscious mind, and she's just spot on all the way.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, Naomi just messaged me and just reminded me that these are my reversals. So these are the reversals that I found, David Oates found. We'll get to Naomi's in a second. But,
Right.
Okay, so here's the last one I've got on Ford. But then we've got Kavanaugh that I've got a few.
Would you play that Sore Heart again? That's really interesting.
Sure. Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear the emotion in the voice. So here we go.
And feeling an enormous sense of relief that I had escaped that house and that Brett and Mark were not coming outside after me.
And here we go.
Så här trivs det.
Oh, yeah.
Så här trivs det. Så här trivs det.
Every syllable is there. Every letter is there. There's nothing that's almost or maybe. It's there. It is what it is. And, you know, what are the chances? Is that a coincidence? For those of you who are honest skeptics, to ask yourself that. No chance in hell. No way. No. That's her subconscious mind. And just because it's a little sing-songy, it doesn't mean a thing. It's the subconscious using the sounds of forward speech to make its own statements. And when we're talking to people, one-on-one or in groups, we hear reversals. Our mind can pick up reversals from other people.
Absolutely.
You ever met somebody you don't like? It's because they're lying to you and you're hearing it. You're hearing them speak in reverse.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep. And I need to point out once again, I had absolutely no preconceived
No, you didn't. We talked. You didn't. And then when David began finding these things, because I told him just from my non-reverse speech perspective and watching her, I wasn't very impressed. And he called and he said, you know, I'm finding things that you may not like. And I said, well, that's fine. We've always done this. Whatever it is, it is. And it's quite spectacular. You're explaining it exactly as it really is being presented. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's a shame reverse speech wasn't more widely accepted. This needs to go to the Senate, you know. I mean, it does. Who knows? It may yet. All right, so here is the next one on Kavanaugh.
Your words have meaning. Millions of Americans listened carefully to you.
And it sells the crime.
In the sells the crime. In the sells the crime.
Yeah, average reversal.
In the sells the crime.
It's there. It's not the best one in the world.
And it sells in the crime. It sells in the crime.
Oh,
it works.
In the crime.
Yeah.
That's happened.
In the sells the crime.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In the sells the crime.
Oh, now it sounds better.
In the sells the crime.
You know, I tell students that if it doesn't sound right, you got something wrong somewhere, okay? And when I played that, I thought, gee, that doesn't sound right, you know? And I know, yeah, and I had something wrong. Yeah, I tell students that. Oh, look, Here's an interesting reversal, and I'm going to play one right at the very end that links up with it. See if Jeff passed it. Yes, he did. I want to play this. Look, I'm just going to play these two reversals, and you decide what you wanted to think about it. So here's the first one.
This has destroyed my family and my good name. A good name built up through decades of very hard work and public service at the highest levels of the American government.
Okay, I have no idea what this reversal meant. Avoid the dope man.
Avoid the dope man.
Avoid the dope man. Avoid the dope man.
And then, right at the end, when he talks about an FBI investigation, he says this.
Throughout that entire time, throughout my 53 years and 7 months on this earth until last week, no one ever accused me of any kind of sexual misconduct.
And he says, the narc in it lazy, you vet no one. You hear that?
Yeah, but I don't know what to make of it.
I know what to make of it either, but they're both references to drugs, the dope man and the narc.
Well, if he drank heavily, maybe they did drugs. I mean, you know, big deal. You know, it happens. Maybe he's really worried about that coming out.
Yeah, well, that's what I kind of think. I think this man has a lot of things in the closet, to be quite frank. Here we have another one.
I always try to be on the sunrise side of the mountain, to be optimistic about the day that is coming. But today, I have to say that I fear for the future.
And he says, yes, it's my heart.
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's not clear.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I have.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think it says that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Once again, I do say this is unvetted reversals. But so far we're doing pretty good. They're all pretty much there. They're all pretty much there. Yeah. A couple I would have thrown out if I had time to check them. But anyway, so here's the next one.
I told this committee that a federal judge must be independent, not swayed by public or political pressure. I said I was such a judge.
They'll lock the deal stunt.
They'll lock the deal stunt.
Oh, yeah.
They'll lock the deal stunt.
Oh, that's there, yeah.
They'll lock the deal stunt.
Yeah, well, that's a true statement. It's a stunt that they've pulled. The Democrats have pulled a stunt. They had this information for weeks, and they pulled it out right at the most damaging time, So there was another reversal I found that said they're setting me up, but Jeff didn't think that was clear, so that's not going to make it to air. But okay, I think that he was belligerently drunk. I think there's issues with his character, but that also doesn't say the Democrats didn't pull this right at the last moment to mess up his nomination. So, and here we have an interesting one. Oh, here's the forwards.
But your coordinated and well-funded effort to destroy my good name and destroy my family will not drive me out.
Wow, this reversal says lying, don't stumble.
Lying, don't stumble.
Lying, don't stumble.
A little bit unclear.
Lying, don't stumble.
That's close enough, I think.
Yeah, close enough, but that's internal dialogue. He's lying, don't mess up. Okay, I'm lying here, don't stumble. Make sure you got your facts all straight. I think he knows that there's issues in his past. He's forgotten this particular incident, but there's other issues in his past that that he's worried about. I mean, that's exactly what I think. Here we have another one. I have no idea what this means, but let's play it.
And who in the 1990s, when we were in our 30s, confided in me about the abuse and sought my advice. I was one of the only people she consulted.
This one says, solve the arm boss, whatever on earth that means.
Solve the arm boss.
Solve the arm boss.
I don't know what that means.
Solve the arm boss.
I have no idea. No idea, but there you go. Maybe someone else will know what it means. Oh, yeah, here's an interesting one. He's praising his accomplishments, I think, from memory forwards.
When there is no corroboration, and indeed it is refuted by the people allegedly there.
Oh, yeah, he's saying, yeah, it's refuted. And he says, I'll beef it up.
I'll beef it up.
Yeah.
I'll beef it up.
Makes sense.
I'll beef it up.
Yeah, obviously he's going to beef up the stories that support the statements that support his story. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Here we have the next one.
After I have been in the public arena for 26 years without even a hint, a whiff of an allegation like this.
Oh, what an interesting reversal. Snake had to be in idle.
Snake had to be in idle.
Wow.
Snake had to be in idle.
Yeah, there it is.
Snake had to be in idle.
In other words, his dark side, his character, the snake inside of him had to be not moving, had to be in idle, had to be put aside.
In neutral, just
neutral.
In stasis. Just
Exactly
sitting
right.
there, yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Wow. See, look, if he was innocent, you would be getting reversals strongly professing his innocence, just as you got with Ford, reversals supporting her story. But these aren't reversals supporting his innocence at all. They're talking about unconscious motives and motivations. And,
right. He's got a past. Certainly excessive drinking, hard drinking. Maybe there are other issues that involve recreational drugs. We don't know. It would make sense, but he's clearly walking a tightrope here, trying to get through this. And now one of his best friends has come forward with this announcement about his heavy drinking, and that's not good.
Yeah, and I'll have even more information next show once I have a chance to
We're
get through
looking
the
to get David back here on Thursday for part 2 of this, if we can. So, great work so far, just extraordinary.
Yeah, no, this is good stuff. This is reverse speech shining, is what this is. This is reverse speech in its finest. All right, here's the next one.
I intend no ill will to Dr. Ford and her family. The other night, Ashley and my daughter Liza said their prayers. And little Liza, all 10 years old?
He's choking up forward.
Yeah, he feels sorry for his kids. They're the victims right now.
Yeah, you just talked over the last part. Hang on.
Said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman.
And here he says, how the Lord damn you. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty heavy. And then I think there was another one straight after. Don't know.
Said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman.
Oh, yes. Said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman.
Said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman.
Okay, this one. Okay, I'm not sure about this one, but it passed Jeff's eyes, so it must be good. I know with the filth that she will try this.
Come on with the filth, she will try this.
Oh, yes, there.
Come on with the filth, she will try this. Come on with the filth, she will try this.
Wow. Well, that's the opposite of those two reversals are the opposite of a man who's lovingly praying and caring for the woman who has accused him. He's an angry man. This is anger.
Play that again.
Yeah, okay. So here's the forwards.
Said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman.
I know with the filth that she will try this.
Come on with the filth, she will try this. Come on with the filth, she will try this.
Wow.
Come on with the filth, she will try this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are very intense and very clear and totally unambiguous.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. They're an incredible one. The last one I got, I've already played. Forgot You Know With Guilt. I Know With Guilt. Let's play that one again, and then we'll move on to the ones Naomi found. So, here we go.
I never had any sexual or physical encounter of any kind with Dr. Ford. I never attended a gathering like the one Dr. Ford describes in her allegation.
And forgot I know with guilt.
Forgot to know what guilt.
Yep.
Forgot to know what guilt.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the smoking gun. I found that just before, I think about 5 minutes before we went to air, and I quickly sent it to Jeff. Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
Well.
Okay. Let's have a look. Ford, Kavanaugh, good ones.
Oh, let me address this issue about the fitness to serve. Everyone,
about the what, sorry?
Fitness to serve on the High Court.
Oh, okay.
Everyone,
sure.
Most everyone has nothing but the highest regard for the murdered Judge Antonin Scalia. Judge Scalia was considered to be a paragon of a justice. And yet he was found dead in bed at a private ranch that is notorious for some rather dark things involving children and allegedly reports of pedophilia. I'm not saying he's involved with it. I'm saying that why would you even go to a place when you know damn well what the reputation of a place? It's way out in the middle of nowhere. It was a private ranch. And who knows? I'm just saying that maybe Kavanaugh would be a stellar Supreme Court justice. Maybe that part of him that isn't involved with drinking and so forth would rise above. Sometimes the office makes the man, they say, and the woman.
That's true. So
I can't, right now, in good conscience, say that he wouldn't be. Come look at some of the other justices. Anyway, but there could have been a better selection. I think, no question about that. We'll see how the vote goes. After this, if enough people listen, some people are saying he's toast already. But this would really, the way people vote on these things, he's a liar. He was a drunk. We don't want him. He's done. But the man as a justice is another story entirely. I know some of you don't agree with that, but I think that history has proven that to be true. Great leaders have sometimes been leaders with clay feet and lots of issues.
Look at John F. Kennedy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay. Well, it's not for me to judge. I'm just presenting what I found.
Right.
So, okay.
This has to do with the truth and veracity of the actual Senate hearing that's going on right now. Period. I really feel sorry for Kavanaugh's kids.
Yeah.
They don't deserve this.
No.
Anyway.
No, I know. Okay, so let's have a look at some of that Naomi found. Here's the first one. This is on Ford.
After that May 2012 therapy session, I did my best to ignore the memories of the assault.
Or save us, he remembered their own.
Or save us, he remembered their own.
Oh, that's clear.
Or save us, he remembered their own.
Wow.
Or save us, he remembered their own.
Yeah, save us, all of me, all of us. He remembered talking about Kavanaugh. He remembered. I don't know what he says he doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, save us. Next one.
Apart from the assault itself, these past couple of weeks have been the hardest of my life.
And forced it.
Flossed it.
Oh, yeah.
Forced it.
Yep.
Forced it.
Not too sure what that one would mean.
Say it again. Play the forward again, please.
Yep, sure.
Apart from the assault itself, these past couple of weeks have been the hardest of my life.
And forced it.
Flossed it.
Forced it.
Yeah. Well, her testimony was forced. She had to do it.
Yes.
I think.
That's true. Oh, here's an interesting one.
I have been accused of acting out of partisan political motives.
I haven't even heard these. I mean, Jeff has gone through these. This is the first time I've even heard them. His habits weak.
His habits weak.
Yep.
His habits weak.
Yep.
His habits weak.
Boy, that's clear. Those are really clear.
Yeah. And that just confirms the stuff that I found.
Yeah.
So, here's another one. This is a metaphor. I'll explain what it means after I play it.
I understand that a professional prosecutor has been hired to ask me questions, and I'm committed to doing my very best to answer them. I have never been questioned by a prosecutor, and I will do my best.
Boy, she sounds like a teenager, doesn't she? She really does.
Yeah. I'm nude.
I'm nude.
Yeah.
I'm nude.
She's not liking. She feels exposed, and which she is. So, yeah.
Or she's saying, "I've got nothing to hide."
Yeah, that's true. She could be saying that too. Yep. Let's have a look. Here's another one.
Slimy.
Oh, sorry. Here's the forwards.
This has resulted in additional emails, calls, and threats.
And to suck slimy on a shit. Jeez.
What?
Slimy on.
Suck slimy on a shit.
Slimy on shit.
Slimy on shit.
This is all the emails she's gotten and threats she's gotten.
Yeah, I don't hear the A in there.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Suck slimy on blank. Suck slimy on blank, not on A.
I see. Oh, I see.
Slimy on shit.
Yeah, all right. Okay. No worries. Let's have a look.
It's a pretty strange construct for the subconscious to use, though.
Yeah. All right, here. Oh, I'm having a look at Kavanaugh. Oh, she found a reversal like I found. Wow. Here we go. Ford.
If the party described by Dr. Ford happened in the summer of 1982 on a weekend night, my calendar shows all but definitively that I was not there.
Reversal. All forgot about.
All forgot about. All forgot about.
That's.
All forgot about.
Forgot about. There we go. That's twice now. Two different analysts working independently. He's forgotten.
Play it again.
Wow.
That's damn good. Yeah.
Yeah, that certainly is. Here's the Fords.
If the party described by Dr. Ford happened in the summer of 1982 on a weekend night, my calendar shows all but definitively that I was not there.
She's got this all forgot about. It might just be forgot about, but either way, here we go.
All forgot about. All forgot about. All forgot
Yeah,
about.
all forgot about.
Forgot
Sure.
about.
Yeah.
Two different analysts working independently from each other, same information. There you go. Skeptics, explain that. Go on, do it. Sorry, that's me being a little bit stuff there. All right, next one on Kavanaugh.
From Alaska to Australia, from Buckingham Palace to the Vatican. 3 years in the West Wing, 5.5 years in the White House.
Oh, he's talking about his career. I had enough. Huh.
I had enough. I had enough.
Huh.
I had enough.
Could be they had enough. Let's play that again.
I had enough. I had enough.
Could be they had enough.
I had enough.
I think it's I.
Oh, okay.
He had enough for what? I wonder what part of it he got tired of.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Ooh, look at this one. Whoa.
Many nights I worked out with other guys at Tobin's house. He was the great quarterback on our football team, and his dad ran workouts.
Huh. Getting emotional talking about his youth, I guess.
Well, remember what his buddies said. He really loved to be involved with and hanging around athletes.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, well, his emotions are cracking. But backwards, he says, Psycho now rides in it.
Psycho now rides in it.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho now rides in it. Psycho now rides in it.
Look, I've no doubt he's had a stellar career, but every time he's talking about his youth, you're getting these type of reversals, okay?
He sounds like he was kind of a bad guy as a young man. Hard drinking, nasty, belligerent, as his friend said, and not your favorite guy to have at a party.
Of course, George W. Bush didn't exactly have a
no, he didn't.
Track record with his drinking, did he?
No.
Oh. All right, here he is again.
If every American who drinks beer or every American who drank beer in high school is suddenly presumed guilty of sexual assault, we'll be in an ugly new place in this country. I never committed sexual assault.
But backwards, he says, rapes used in a crime.
Rapes used in a crime.
Yep.
Rapes used in a crime.
There it is.
Rapes used in a crime.
That's really clear. What the hell?
Wow. That's what he did. He raped her. Well, he didn't actually rape her, but he forced himself.
Well,
on her.
maybe he's talking about other times, other places, other people.
It could very well be, but what we have here is, 3 people have come forward so far.
5.
5?
Yeah. 5. 5 have been named.
If this guy was innocent, his reversals will be strongly protesting his innocence, but they're not. Every single one of them are incongruent, talking about guilt.
Every one of them.
I mean, and these are 2 independent analysts now, working independently from each other, finding the same stuff. So, yeah, wow. This is incredible. Wow. Oh, look at this one. Gee, it gets even worse.
I am deeply grateful to President Trump for nominating me. He was so gracious to my family and me on the July night. He announced my nomination at the White House.
Okay, sly hell with the shame, am I now slimy?
I hell with the shame, am I now slimy?
Wow.
I hell with the shame, am I now slimy?
Not the best reversal.
I hell with the shame, am I now slimy?
Wow.
Well, you're right.
Go.
You're right. Every single one incongruent. Every one.
Yep. Everyone.
And some of them shockingly so. These remind me of Trump during the campaign when his forward speech was all congruent too. It was like sterling, like 99%, unequivocal. And then after he was told how the game is played, everything changed.
Yeah. Anyway, but there you go. She's
well,
telling a true story.
wow.
That's
Good job, Naomi.
Yeah.
Extraordinary work, David. Thank you. We'll come back Thursday night with David and have part 2 of this. So I'll put this up as soon as I can get it together, and we will have it up for you tomorrow. And yeah, I'm sure, David, do you have a comment section?
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
You'll get a lot of comments on this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'll make up some individual YouTube vids on it too. So
very good.
Get hit. Might do that right now, actually, with what I got. I think I can.
Sure.
Okay.
You can put the whole. You can put the whole hour up.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
There's no commercial break in it, so just pop up the whole hour.
Okay. All right. I'll do that. Yeah. As soon as it's up, I'll
Very
get it.
good. Okay. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Jeff.
Very
Bye.
good. Okay. Yeah. All right. David will be back Thursday night with part 2. Pretty remarkable. Every syllable, you can hear the letters, the words, the nuances. It's all there. All right. We'll be right back.